Fellas, you ever put your heart into a post, maybe about your grind, your growth, your goals, and it gets 2 likes and a fire emoji from your cousin? You start thinking, what am I doing wrong? The answer? You're not telling a story. They're not you. You're speaking, but you ain't connecting. And if your content don't connect, it don't convert. See, we live in a noisy world. Everyone's screaming for attention. But the ones who cut through, the ones who build empires, they understand the power of story. Because a story isn't just information, it's an experience. It's the difference between hearing about a 5-star meal and tasting it yourself. But what if I told you there's a simple fix to that and you've been carrying it with you your whole life? You don't need a fancy degree or a million followers. You just need to tap into the power that's already inside you. Let me show you how to unlock it. Let me show you how to stop randomly posting. Stop posting with intention. Too many of us treat social media like a broken remote, just pressing buttons, hoping something works. We're scrolling, we're liking, but are we really connecting? Are we moving people? I had a friend used to post gym pics every day, you know the type, all muscles and protein shakes. Got some likes, sure, but nothing crazy. Then one day he switched it up. He wrote about how the gym helped him beat depression after losing his mom. He talked about the darkness, the struggle, the way lifting weights became his therapy. That one post went viral, shared by thousands. Why? Because it had feeling. It had purpose. Before you post anything, a picture, a tweet, a video, ask yourself, what do I want somebody to feel when they see this? Joy, motivation, understanding. Don't just throw spaghetti at the wall and hope it sticks. Start with the emotion, the views, the followers, the impact. That's just a byproduct of connecting with the human heart. You're not just posting content. You're sharing a piece of your soul. Treat it that way. I remember when I first started speaking, I wasn't the most polished guy on stage, but I poured my heart out. I shared my struggles, my triumphs, my desire to help others. And people responded to that. They felt my passion, my authenticity. The same goes for your content. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, to be real, to let people see the man or woman behind the curtain. Because when you connect on that level, magic happens. So, what's your intention? What message do you want to send out into the world? Decide, focus, and then watch the right people gravitate towards your energy. Transfer feelings, not just info. Imagine standing outside in the cold. Your hands are freezing. Your breath is misting in the air. You're chilled to the bone. Someone walks by, sees you shivering, and hands you a cup of hot coffee. You didn't ask, but they felt your need. They understood your discomfort. That's what storytelling is. It's not about the post. It's about facts tell, stories sell, but more importantly, stories connect. They bridge the gap between your experience and someone else's heart. If you felt something powerful, joy, sadness, fear, inspiration, chances are someone else out there has felt that same thing too. Your job is to be the conduit, the bridge. Next time you feel something heavy like fear, joy, anger, pause and capture it. Don't let it fade away. Write it down in a quick voice note or journal entry. That's the raw material of a great story. I used to carry around a small notebook everywhere I went. Still do, actually. And whenever I encountered something that moved me, a powerful quote, a touching interaction, even a funny billboard, I jotted down. These weren't just random notes. These were pieces of human experience. And when I wove them into my speeches, my books, my coaching sessions, they resonated. They landed because they weren't just my stories anymore. They were reflections of universal truths that we all share. So start paying attention to your own internal landscape. What moves you? What makes you laugh, cry, or want to shout from the rooftops? Those are the stories people need to hear. Be an observer of life. You don't need more content ideas. you need to more. Seth Godin, a marketing genius, once said, I notice things, simple, profound. That's it. That's how he creates ideas that move people. He sees what others miss. He pays attention to the details, the nuances, the little things that make life interesting. Most people walk through the world on autopilot. They're so caught up in their own heads, they miss the beauty, the humor, the absurdity that surrounds them. But not you. You're a storyteller, and storytellers are observers. They're like detectives, constantly searching for clues, for insights, for that one detail that will crack the case wide open. Carry a life notebook, not digital, physical. The act of writing by hand engages different parts of your brain, making you more present, more aware. When something hits you, a funny conversation, a weird ad, a lesson from your kid, write it down. Don't censor yourself. Don't judge. Just capture the moment. That notebook, that's your treasure chest, your future content gold. Because within those seemingly ordinary observations lie extraordinary stories waiting to be told. So open your eyes, open your ears, open your heart, and start noticing the world around you. You'll be amazed at what you find. Chapter 4. Reflect to be wise. You ever know someone who's been through a lot, but still acts like they haven't learned a thing? They keep making the same mistakes, repeating the same pattern, stuck in a loop of their own making. That's what happens when we skip the reflection. We go through the motions of life without ever stopping to ask, why? You might have started 3 businesses, lost money in all 3, but if you never stopped to ask, why did this happen? What could I have done differently? What did this experience teach me? Then the 4th one is doomed too. Reflection is how we turn experience into wisdom. It's how we extract the lessons from our failures and use them to fuel our future successes. After every win or L, take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, what just happened? Be objective, state the facts. 2, what did I learn? Identify the takeaway, the lesson. And 3, how can I explain this to someone else? Frame it as a story. That right there makes you wise, and your story is more powerful because now you're not just sharing an anecdote, you're sharing hard-won wisdom, and that's magnetic. People are drawn to those who can illuminate the path, who can help them navigate the challenges of life. So don't let your experiences go to waste. Reflect on them, learn from them, and then share those lessons with the world. Chapter 5, Live Life in HD, not low resolution. Most folks walk through life like they're filming with a cracked camera lens, blurry, muted, forgettable. They go through the motions, but they're not really present. They're not really experiencing life in all its richness and complexity. But the best storytellers, they live in 4K. They feel everything. They see the colors, the sounds, the smells, and they use that vivid sensory detail to make people feel like they're right there with them. When something happens, good or bad, don't just post. This was crazy. Describe it. What did it smell like? What music was playing? What were you wearing? Who was with you? Paint a picture with your words and bring us into your world. Remember, the more specific you are, the more universal you become. Because even though your experiences are unique to you, the emotions you feel are universal. We've all felt the sting of rejection, the thrill of victory, the warmth of love. So crank up the resolution on your life. Start paying attention to the details. And then use those details to craft stories that transport people, that make them feel something real. Because that's the power of storytelling, to create connection through shared experience. Chapter 6, Clarity Plus. Practice magnetic communication. Let me ask you something. Do you want to speak with clarity, simplicity, and power? You know, where people lean in when you talk, where they hang on your every word. You can, but it takes intentional practice. Not random rambling, not just hitting record. It takes discipline, focus, and a commitment. to honing your craft. Practice telling a 60-second story every day. That's it. Just 1 minute. But make it count. Choose a story that matters to you, one that you want to share with the world, then tell it to your phone. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about messing up. Just speak from the heart, then watch it back. Be your own toughest critic. Ask yourself, was I clear? Did I ramble? Did it feel real? If not, adjust and repeat. And again, and again. That's how greatness gets built, through consistent, deliberate practice. Remember, the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. And confidence is contagious. It draws people in. It makes them want to listen. So start practicing your storytelling every day, even if it's just for 1 minute. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes, not just in your content, but in your life. If this message hits you and you're ready to level up your storytelling, your brand, and your impact, I want to give you a tool to help you take it to the next level. Go download my free ebook right now, The Ultimate Guide to AI in Digital Marketing, and insert website here. This will give you the next level tools to make sure your content doesn't just show up. It shows out. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need to be a poet. You just need to be real and intentional. Because when your story is told right, it doesn't just grow your brand, it changes lives, starting with yours. Let's get it.